to his preamps. I said, give me those thick, juicy cheeks, boy. And I sent him that Isabel picture with the gun and the hand reaching out. He says, dude, that was a reply for another question. You know? I said, there is no escape. I will dom you so hard you'll feel like a trap. He says, what? I said, tighten that man pussy for me. He says, so Paris is sending you screenshots. I said, of course he is. Now, since you are so intent on having me be a hate fucking dom, let's get the whips. You know the rules. Head down, ass up. And I sent him a PNG of lips, smiling. I say, I will first feminize you and Dressodis with the intensity of my breeding, and then impregnate you so you will bear my spawn. You reply with, dude, this is like weird. I say, oh, now it's weird. It's not weird when you talk about me behind my back about this. Don't be a bitch, boy. Bend over and spread it. And then I send him a picture of some H.R. Geiger spaceship. But if you know H.R. Geiger art, that shit looks super sexual. So it's a spaceship that looks like a woman spreading her legs and getting fucked. You know?
Yeah.
Very disturbing, and I love that. And he just goes, oh, there you go being vengeful again. I said, I'll turn you into a baby. Or rather, a babe. And then... and then I send more freaky Geiger-esque art. He says, ha ha ha, Jesus Christ, my sides. I said, you're very much welcome. Or is it from the pounding? Ooh, getting there, are we? And he says, if by there you mean a headache, then yes. I said, pain in the sides tends to be a side effect from being absolutely demolished by this big black meat rod. He says, hey, I'm not the one who went for racial slurs with you. I said, I never said you were, mate. He says, okay. Well, considering you have the big gay, he sends me a picture of Ocelot and Snake in a very uncomfortable position. I said, it's not gay if the fucking absolutely feminizes you. Then it is manly and straighter than an arrow. Never forget that you're on the taking side. Friendly boy says, ha ha ha, no. I say, I hope your delusions make you feel better, little taker. But deny your lusts all you want. The ramming is yours to take and you know it. You will be sore and unable to walk. More freaky Geiger art. He says, look, I'm a bit tired of this. Can we please stop? I say, you first. No, go ahead. Stop. He says, okay, block button it is. He blocks me, yeah? Okay.
I just think it's funny considering the fucking shipping they were doing.
Yeah, no, and then all of a sudden it's disturbing and creepy, right? Now, knowing that he's in that group with Dressodis, who I also fucking hate, you know? I literally just tell Paris, hey, can you tell them that they can go die from the corona or something? Please? I have no intention of sticking around with him. And you know, I kinda did that intentionally knowing Dressodis has corona. Because fuck him, he can die from the corona for all I care, you know? Yep. You got it.
Probably party a little too much, dumbass.
Yeah. So I literally say to Paris, relay me a message. Tell them that I hope the corona ends them all, those disgusting fat pieces of pig shit. That is all. And he sends it to them. And they say, ooh, he's a tough guy, isn't he? And I say, well, this, is he seriously that mad over shipping? Okay, bro. I say, oh no, I'm not mad over shipping. I'm mad over quite literally everything else. And of course, the little shits have no idea what I'm talking about. And that's okay, Paris, because they never do. They started picking shit at me, and I'm just telling them to rot and die like they deserve. They're cunts who will insult anyone personally over a little fandom wank and who will ban you from a group wherein you were first insulted. Then they're trying to hide behind statements of butthurt and playing ignorant as if they have no idea. They're all stinking pieces of pig shit. And you're friends with them, Paris. Just saying. Kinda proves my fucking point, don't it?
Yeah. Always trying to force him to eat when you know I eventually will.
Right. Yeah. Well, I say, Paris says, I really hate playing Messenger. You should just unblock you and say this to your face personally. I say, well, then tell him that. You know? Tell him to stop bitching and pussyfooting and unblock me. Tell me how you feel instead of being a little sissy bitch about it. But watch, she's going to do that, insult me a bit, block me again, and then go, yeah, I sure showed him. 'Cause he and Drasodis are bitch made. They will never own up to their faults, and they will use words like butthurt to try and claim superiority. Cool for them, but they do know in the end that they're wrong. They'll answer with whatever because it allows them to not have to confront the fact that they were absolute cunts to me and play it off with a you mad because they're absolutely horrible people. Not edgy people. I'm edgy. They're horrible people. That's what sets them apart. There are those who are unable to apologize because they will absolutely convince themselves that they are right. And I hope they're happy. They probably are. They're laughing their asses off to some depressed clown, and it makes them feel nice and big. Then they'll pull a you're not the only one with problems, but they don't realize that all of that stuff justifies nothing. You're still acting a cunt, and I reward a cunt with cunt behavior. And I think that was a little bit much for Paris to take in, because he went offline afterwards. Yep. I've apologized to Paris. But see, you're friends with these fucks. That's my biggest problem. Like, Paris, come the fuck on, man. Like, I get that he enjoys friends, right? But you are friends with the most cunt people. Like, what the fuck, Paris?
It's like I've interacted with various people before, and then various things happen, and it's a point where it's like, it's hard for me to feel genuine malice half the time, but at the same time, I don't know what to think of them, so half the time, I don't talk to them as much, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
I know. But Paris sure does. He's talking to them constantly. No?
Yes, I got it.
Because, like, you know, then I can just forget what happened.
No, he's talking to them constantly. And I have a deep, bitter hatred for shit like that. And that's also exactly what I meant with ain't nobody give a fuck. Remember when I said that? Remember when I said that? Shit like that. That's what makes me go, nobody gives a fuck. You know? That's the shit that pissed me the fuck off. Because you can't just be talking to me every day regularly and then at the same time be talking to the guy who been insulting me the entire time that I was on Space Battle and beyond Space Battle on Discord again regularly as well. You can't fucking do that. Come on. You know? Is that just me? Is that just me? Is that just my mentality? And then be completely okay with it when they try to clown on me again. You know? And they are constantly clowning on my ass. Like, even if it's not major shit, I don't even really care all that much about the... What's it called? About the shipping. Like, fine, right? But...
Oh, fuck! Oh! Okay, yeah, you were saying.
Yeah? Okay. I don't even care that much about any of the shipping, but it's still clowning, and that's my point. Right? And you're still fucking friends with these dudes. And I'm sorry to say that, but I kinda despise that. I do understand that Paris just enjoys friends. That's it. He doesn't care if they're good people. He just wants to have company. But honestly... no, that's what it is. That is what it is. Fuck, this stream is going online, so I might just send this to him.
I don't think so.
But it's pretty clear to me that Paris mostly cares about the fact that he has friends and that he has company, you know? not so much about who these friends are.
Let's end this.
This is why he tries to start RPs with up to 30 people in them. You know? And why he keeps in regular contact with all of these 30 people. Because he wants to have somebody to talk to. And I understand that feeling. What the?
I won't give up.
Stay back.
Hmm?
No need to come. Watch yourself. Here goes. This might be it. No big deal.
Taking over. Get ready.
Like,
Hmm?
Just like that.
yeah,
okay?
it's like,
I gotcha.
seriously, the fuck?
What?
I like his RP sizes and what he often tries to do in them is just...
Yeah. But, like, that's not my problem right now, you know? You wanna host big RPs,
Yeah.
I understand that. But I think Paris likes company. You know, he likes social interaction, at least online.
Is it
I think
safe
it
to go
ge-
through
think
here?
it makes him happy.
Really?
You know?
Mm.
I'm pretty sure
we'll
Lord has said that as
Come
well.
on. Hey, Cloud.
It-
Assuming Corneo was telling us
Exactly.
the truth, what do you think Shinra's
Yeah.
really up to? I mean, they've got to have an endgame. But I can't imagine what it is. Destroying a whole chunk of the city just to get back at us doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah. I can't imagine any way they could profit from it. It's gonna cost them a fortune to rebuild.
Corneo's lying. He's gotta be. Guys like him do it all the time out of habit.
Locked up tight.
But not if we use
What
the
the
skeleton key Jesse made.
Bruh!
Huh. Does
Oh
this mean
my
it's in the
God.
water?
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna die here. Fuck.
What?
Nah, just playing the game.
Ah, okay.
Both also watching this.
That's a power generator, all right.
Wow. Talk about ancient.
It's an antique.
Hell.
Older than the Mako reactors, even. It'd be a miracle if it still works.
There it is.
Hmm.
Hey, dude, look at that. And let there be light.
Hmm. Well, we're not swimming this, so. But yeah, what do you guys think on that?
That, I feel as though he gets attached a little too easily. You know what I mean?
Yes. I do think that is the case. And then people could make the same argument that I'm, just as much of a dick. I'm willing to argue that no, I am a likable dick. You know? But, unfortunately, I do not have an actual concrete argument against that. I can be a cunt.
Don't hold back.
Oh.
You can be, but it's not like you're genuine scum.
Hmm?
You can be, but it's not like you're genuine scum.
No. I would file those other two among that, I suppose. But that's just a personal bias, of course.
Here it comes. Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it. You hear what I said?
Give her
Got
your
it.
all. Now's our chance. Right, my turn. Come on, team.
Watch this. Going in.
Is it just me, or does Cloud sound more excited now?
Worked up a good sweat.
Is it just me?
What, in battle too?
Yeah, in battle. Wait, no, we gotta go back. Yeah, in battle, I mean, yeah.
I didn't get much of that impression myself, but
Like, Cloud's voice was very monotone before. I guess hanging around people does make you more social, huh? No, I never heard Cloud say "watch this" before, you know? Cloud never really wanted to impress anyone.
This it?
You know? Or
yeah.
is that just me? Maybe it's just me, man. I'm gonna try and pay attention to it a little bit more. See if I can spot him being more excited again in combat. Because that'd be a nice attention to detail. Look at these two fucking running. Jesus. Watch that big sewer rat
Wait
come
a
back.
minute. I know this place. Sector 7 should be just on the other side of this waterway.
So this is where
Okay.
Sector 6 ends.
Nice little
And
zoom
where
in
Sector
shot.
7 begins.
Yeah,
Once
I
we
like
cross
that.
over, we can start looking for a way back to the surface.
Might be harder than you think.
Let's just try to make our way down this tunnel. See if we can't use those gates to clear a path. We can do this. We'll figure it out. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. We'll figure it out, right? We gotta make our way across the waterway.
Let's do this. It's over.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
Not bad.
Just Destiny related bullshit. Nothing else.
It's gonna be a joy watching this entire thing with Shivandy after all the games have been released in like 3 years. To be fair, if this coronavirus shit keeps going on for another year, then we won't be finished with Metal Gear before then either anyway. You gotta get that way, right? Fuck.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, how do y'all feel about Hellsing?
As a setting,
Like, as a show, setting, characters, whatever, you know, in general. How do y'all feel about that?
oh, it's pretty cool here and there, but that's something to be like an avid fan about, I guess.
Get back.
They can fight too, you know. That's it! Get him! And you're safe.
I've got this.
Don't you mean we've got this?
Communism intensifies. Ow! Oh,
Let's switch
Christ.
it up.
Okay, let's go. I'll take care of him.
Fight through it.
I'll never do it, Clap.
Try it again. All right.
Was never in doubt.
What? Only you, Dustin. Only you.
Try me. Let's finish this.
Get him!
Deal with that.
All set. Let's pour on the... I'll take care of this.
Would kill for a shower.
You can imagine. I'd kill for a shower too right about now. I got a plan. We can shower together. That's them Neo plans, you know what I mean? What did that do though? Oh. Yeah, because that was locked up. Okay. There's 3 people watching. Who's the third one? Unless that's Brian watching on phone MPS. Then it's probably my little bro.
Oh yeah, those fucking assholes. I hate this. What do you call it? Is that Hagen or something? You're like lizard or frogman you're playing right now.
It's over.
Sahagin.
Was never in doubt.
Yeah, fuck those assholes. Especially one of the boss versions he has. Ugh. Especially the reason why I just spam fire at them.
Oh, it's a classic name. Oh yeah.
All right.
I
Now
completely
we should be
forgot
able to get
to change
across.
the title from part 2 to part 5 or something now.
I'll go first, okay?
Ow. Oh, fuck.
Damn it. I can't stop thinking about what Corneo said.
I know.
I know, Tifa. I know.
It's gotta be a trick. There's no way they'd go that far. But what if Corneo really was telling the truth? We have to get their intentions.
Shut up, classic name.
Right.
Okay.
Aerith, what are you not telling me?
Huh?
Guys, come on. We gotta keep moving.
Coming! I'll go first.
Alright. Nice, nice. Nice and easy.
Okay, Aerith, your turn.
On my way. Here we go.
Watch that rat nigga about to show up, bro. Bruh, that sounds like a... Bruh, that be sounding like a
Almost
fucking liquor from Resident Evil.
That was close.
Thanks. You saved me.
Least I could do.
Hear that, Cloud?
Shut up, Eric.
Come on.
Got him. Oh, come. Yo, Cloud, chill, don't run. There you go. Let's go, babes.
Focus.
Still thinking about the plate?
Yeah.
The future isn't set in stone. That's
Terminator
what
reference.
I always tell myself.
Yeah. I hope you're right.
How about this then? Think of something fun. After saving Sector 7, you're gonna...
I'm gonna go shopping. Topside. I'll buy stuff for the bar, decorations, coasters.
Can I come?
You'd better.
Then it's a date.
Cloud can carry all our stuff.
Oh, hold up, what? What?
That about me?
Nothing.
Nah, girls, I heard y'all.
I
Oh,
didn't
fuck.
miss something.
Huh? No way.
Oh, wow, that shit.
Cloud!
Okay, holy shit.
Nice.
Hold on tight. On three, okay?
Come on, Tifa, please stop. You can lift a mech, but you can't lift Cloud's scrawny ass.
Cutscene powers. Or
Sorry
debuffs,
about that.
mind you.
No need to be.
Okay, bro. My little brother got to the Roach part, or is his name Roche? Roche or Roach?
Roche.
Roche, okay. He got to Roche, right? That shit, he thought that shit was so fucking epic.
What do you think
Can't
of Roche?
lie. He thinks Roach is cool. A little bit of a show off, but cool. You know? Although he had a statement that I think is sort of correct. And that statement was, I think they were trying to emulate Dante. They wanted to have a sort of Dante-esque character. I think they're not entirely wrong.
Considering how he is, I'm surprised if they're pulling from the beginning of Free Dante, considering how Roche
Yeah,
had
that's what
no
I mean.
regard for his
Yeah,
comrades.
that's what I mean, DMC free Dante. I need to go to the WC, so I'll be back. Hey there, how you doing? I'm back. You know what I forgot to mention? I might have mentioned this, I'm not sure, but it'll probably be way back. I'm not sure. Anyway. Hold on. Let me first think on what to buy here. Anyway. What I was gonna say is... Jesus. I base certain character dynamics in the book on fairy tales. Fairy tales and old 1800 stories. I base certain dynamics in the book on that. And also certain characteristics. For example, to give a very quick one, and a very, very obvious one. Slay and Lilium was based on Little Red Riding Hood. In that Lilium is an innocent character, you know, who is exploring the, so to say, dangerous outside world before being confronted with a larger, darker, more ill-intentioned character, you know. And the wolf in the original is supposed to be charming, yeah. That's the point of the wolf, you know. Now Slay isn't as charming at all, but what allures Lilium to Slay instead is not the fact that Slay is a charming man, but more so the fact that Slay is adventurous, and Lilium searches for adventure, you know. She seeks thrill. But therein lies the problem, because just as in the original Little Red Riding Hood, what ends up happening when the wolf is accepted is that the wolf eats you. Now, eating in this case is not literally physically swallowing her whole, but more so consuming her life. Because Slay does end up, you know, killing her dad and, you know, impregnating her, which gives her a kid, which forces his presence into her life, which, you know, basically he swallowed her, you know?
Kinda in a rush, so...
For a different characteristic, Jesus Christ. For a different characteristic, Lore's entire mannerism and getup, right, was based on some very old, well, very old, they're not that old, they're like 40 years old now, you know, slasher getups. And those old slasher getups, in turn, were mostly inspired, at least the big lumbering brute slasher getup, you know, was mostly inspired by characters such as Frankenstein. In looking at Frankenstein, you can see a lot of parallels with Lore. You know, abandoned by their creator, mother in this case, seeking vengeance, technically not an evil character, just misunderstood and morally grey. Forget the part where Frankenstein kills just as many monsters as people, because in the original that doesn't happen. Except if you want to count the other Hammer films where he ends up killing monsters as well, just as he kills people. I think modern day retellings of Frankenstein would be considered Friday the 13th. At least that's the closest we're gonna get to a modern day retelling, I'm pretty sure. What I mean with that isn't a remake of the story of Frankenstein, but a modern take on a similar formula, you know? I'm drifting off into pointless rambles. What was I talking about? See, this is what happens when you're frustrated.
Piece of cake. No holding back.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Neo.
I see.
Yeah.
I sure you got that vibe off of me in the DM, but I am interested in what you got going on.
With? Oh, the RP. I honestly did not get that vibe, so it's good to hear confirmation.
Like, I am, but like, you guys already spoke about it, so it was like,
No, it's good to know you're interested.
Then it's like, in terms of like, actual things that probably will help in trying to get this
You're better than
going.
this.
Like, I think as a strike against him, but to just do not speak to Trick about that.
What?
If you know what I mean.
What? I didn't get that, sorry.
In terms of like, you know, in terms of actual like thoughts or whatever, do not speak to Trick.
In terms of actual files?
Like, getting actual thoughts.
Oh, thoughts.
Yes.
Hmm.
And they're like, 2 words, is good.
Yeah, no, seriously, I found that out. I was like, oh, okay. I think he cares more about the waifus he's gonna meet than anything else. Seriously, I'm pretty sure that's like the only reason we're still friends. He's just like, you know, he can make some really good waifus.
Bruh.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. I think that's the only reason we're still friends. Is because he thinks to himself, you know, I know this might sound bad, but you can make some good waifus now. You make your waifus the way that you make your steaks. You keep them well baked, make sure that they're brown on all sides. Juice them up. And then afterwards,
Don't hold back.
you let them marinate so that they become 3-dimensional. Just like your steaks.
You're mine.
Oh Christ.
Boy, you, like, I'm not sure there's like, how much of a delay it is, I'm just seeing you deal with some fucking flags.
And we're safe.
Hmm?
Like, in terms of that fight you're in.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just got out of it.
But yeah, be careful, because like, those guys just emit bubbles that just put you to sleep instantly.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah. Either you can dodge them, or if I recall correctly, you can actually block them. Like, there's certain attacks that if they hit you, you get affected, but if you block them, you'll be fine. Aside from taking some damage.
Look, that must be the way out.
Why do I feel like this is a boss fight waiting to happen?
I wonder. There must be
this section?
some way we can lower the water.
Yeah, bro.
It's like the original sewer rat thing, right?
Wait,
Wasn't
I have a
you
question.
fought that only once, but in this one I feel like they're gonna
Guys,
bring it
check it out.
come back.
Seventh Heaven's
I
water
have a
tank
question
has
for
something
you.
similar. I'm betting we can use this to control the
do
sewage
you have
level.
fire material
Wow.
equipped
You want to give it a try?
Yes?
This ought to drain the water.
on all 3 of them?
No. On Cloud.
You might want to see
Can I
you
even
equip
put it on
another.
all 3 of them?
Like, you can get multiple materials of the same type.
I know,
Sure.
but I only have one more fire material here.
And just put it on Tifa or Aerith. Because you're gonna need it for this.
Oh shit, I should have used Assess more.
Yeah, so that
Right,
comes in clutch on your first playthrough.
Lightning. Yeah, but I kind of want to have her keep lightning.
And also, just saying, time magic in this game is OP.
Ice materia. And we'll just remove ice, I guess. But she's like so ass at her fire materia.
Oh, it's like the other 2 tiers are pretty good, But when you get to certain points in the game, you'll want to use the first tier more because it takes less time to cast and you can chain it more with
Oh, I'm
less
gonna use
cost to your
the
MP.
arcane stick, by the way. The arcane scepter. Boom. What is the move for this?
Hello!
Fleeting Familiar. Summon a fairy that attacks your enemies periodically as well as after you use abilities and spells. Cool. Okay, we're good for that. Okay, now we can give her her ice materia back. And let's give her barrier as well. Barrier is actually surprisingly useful. Oh shit, I forgot. We can upgrade the Buster Sword, can't we? I'm pretty sure we can. Yep, we got way too much to spend here. 20 points, bro. Bruh, I've already unlocked a whole new core. Okay, let's go. Wait, there's a different core that I didn't finish yet, right? Yeah. Increases defense. Oh, that took 6? Jesus. Attack power 8, increases attack power, yes. Magic power, increases magic attack power, nah. Magic defense, nah. Okay, let's check here. Oh damn, that takes 12? Jeez, increases magic attack. Okay, let's get the magic defense. Okay, now let's look at Tifa. Her weapons, the leather gloves. Already got that one. Limit break damage plus 5% boost. Attack power. Magic attack power. Okay, the rest we cannot get. Yeah, okay, the rest we cannot get. We're good. And the metal knuckles, we still haven't gotten any proficiency with that, bro. Okay. We gotta use Tifa more. I already see. Wait a minute. Yeah, I see we gotta use Tifa more, yo.
No luck?
I think there'll be a certain point where you'll be able to go back to the Coliseum, and it'll probably be a good point for you to get proficiency bonuses and get more weapons if you haven't already.
Clear the blockage. Sounds about right.
Hey, did you
I
read
remember
the
having
system
to do
I
this
had
at the
for
bar
Crystallize?
Alright.
I did indeed, and my
Eric,
interest has
you mind
only
giving me a
grown.
hand?
Nice.
Cloud, you stay put. Keep an eye out for more red
So I'm
lights.
seeing all this, I'm
Wait,
like,
I'm not
okay
sure.
then, Jesus.
Trust me, this is the best
Yeah, I
way to
went
handle
through a whole lot
be back
trying to
soon.
create Crystallines for Fury, but the problem
Also, for a second, I presume that it's supposed, like, for those in the know, it's supposed to remind you of Materia.
is, yes, I designed this very much to be in line with Materia. I feel like... Ah. Okay.
Good?
Yeah. I feel like an accurate way to describe Crystallines is Materia meets Stance meets Aura from Ruby. Yeah, I feel like that's an accurate way to describe it.
Also, did you mention how they're formed or no?
How per se? You mean
Yeah.
in the lore of or in the PM itself?
Like in the DM, did you mention how they're formed yet or no?
I'm pretty sure I did, but I have most likely already forgot it by now, to be honest. I do know they were made by the gods, but I'm not sure what the process was. They can also be developed by humans. I also remember that. Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm wrong. They can't be developed by humans, only by vampires, or more specifically Vlad. He's got a whole factory of people working to make these things. You know?
Yeah.
Mm.
So seeing that, I was wondering, like, is it gonna be like there's a little joke, a Sephiroth equivalent, or no?
A Sephiroth equivalent, you mean in, what's it called? In Fury.
Yeah.
There is a Sephiroth equivalent, but he's not actually evil.
Mm.
The idea was sort of, what if Sephiroth never left soldiers? There is a Sephiroth equivalent though. That is true, yes. He replaces what's the bastard's name? He was my take on what that motherfucker, the horned guy, Adam. It was my take on what Adam was supposed to be. You know?
Yeah.
He trained the what's her name? He trained Yen, the martial arts girl, in the same way that Adam trained Blake, you know? However, he never actually had anything with Yen because that was just stupid what they did with Adam, having like feelings for what she called Blake.
Yeah,
like that was
just get
just
the strictly
stupid.
mentor student.
Yeah, okay. And the relationship that my Sephiroth lookalike has with Yin is strictly student-mentor. And their rivalry stems not from the fact that he's jealous that she's now got a lesbian girlfriend, because fuck that. The rivalry between the two of them stems from the fact that she has sort of degraded herself, so to say, going from Buddhist monk to, well, average teenage student, and that's Fukake's fault, you know? Hang too much with Fukake and anybody will suddenly start turning into a little delinquent. Well, to be fair, they're just teenagers. At least, you know, Fukake was a delinquent, but she's not a delinquent anymore. She's just a rebellious teen now. She's no longer going around beating the shit out of people, so to say. You know? Yeah, I was thinking of rewriting Fury. Just starting all the way over. Because now that I have a few more plot elements set up, I think to myself, there's some stuff you can introduce very early. You know?
Like, what sort of plot line are you going for?
Well, I've got a few plot lines going on for Fury. One is Jennifer climbing the tower that, or at least the metaphorical tower of Clint's empire and taking him down, which surprisingly hard for a teenager with a whole lot of lackeys. Another one, the second one I had planned out, or at least a subplot I would say, is her meeting all of the other gals. Well, actually that's the main plot. The subplot is each gal, you know, that enters the team. I also had it planned that she'd end up having to, what's it called, grow less delinquent over the time, which is the girls help with that, the other girls. Especially Uchi, the first one she meets. Uchi is so bright and nice that it's hard to be a complete and total cunt in front of her. So that's one of the arcs I had set up. She goes from a sort of Jotaro look-alike to being a slight mix between Jotaro and DMC Free Dante. What else? I was gonna say
So
something
maybe
else.
this is a little different from the one at the bar. More industrial?
Have Tifa work the pump. Okay.
That shit.
This looks complicated, but okay.
Here goes.
Basically just, you know.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Okay, not good.
Try to stay in sync.
Oof. Basically just enlarging the area, the red area.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Almost there.
Gotcha.
Spectacular!
All good.
Oh no, man, I counted.
Gotcha. Just in time.
That went well.
Oh, okay, that was too fast for me, bro.
Could have gone better.
Okay, bro.
Try to stay in sync.
Gotcha.
All right, I think that did it.
Wonderful.
Okay, let's head back. Cloud's probably getting worried.
I'm glad that they're still good friends in this one. They show that really early though. Like in the other ones, they only become friends like after the Midgar incident. They start talking a lot more. Here they instantly start getting it on. They hit it off.
Nicely done.
We make a great team.
Go team.
Seriously.
I love that. Seriously.
Stay there. That was close.
Here it comes. Anytime now.
Oh no! Oh my god! It's.
I'll show you what I can
Oh
do.
my god, no!
Yeah, they pulled. Now you know why I fucking hate these bastards.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
all they do is spam a frog curse.
Oh my god, no.
There.
It's these guys.
They're bitches like that. All they do is spam frog curses and then wail on you.
Go on.
Can't have a proper fight. What the fuck's this?
I think we're almost done. That'll do. Get him. I'll take care of you. No surprises there.
No surprises. You just turned into a fucking frog, bitch. Please don't act like you had that under control.
If this is what you want. Go on.
Here we go. Enough. It's on you.
All set. Damn it.
Oh, I guess it wasn't all set.
So it's my turn? Bring it! Why don't you lead the way?
I got this.
I got this.
Oh god, I'm a frog.
I'll take care of him.
Let's do this.
Yo.
Nothing to it.
So you just spam fire. You can. Not fire, not fire, you're fire. But it does the stagger gauge a lot easier too.
Sure is nice to go up for a change. Hope the pillar's not much further.
Oh Christ.
Hey! Come on! That was close.
No escape.
Nice.
Now's our chance.
Staggers.
Finish.
Instant staggers. Like that.
This one's for you! Get him! Bring it! And catch! One more shot!
Oh Christ.
I'll show
Get
you
out of
what
there,
I can do.
Frog Tifa.
Back me up, okay?
What's weird is though, is that apparently when they cast it, there's like this ball of smoke, and I think people will actually dodge it in time to prevent themselves from being turned.
Finish him off.
I won't give up. Keep it up.
Get her, Frog Tifa. Good job.
Hang back. I'll go on ahead and secure the exit.
Cloud!
Bro, more? Jesus, that's a lot of them.
Looks like they're hungry for more.
We're not delicious. Not even a little bit.
Get going.
Now,
I wonder,
Okay.
well, like, what the fuck is wrong
We're
with
not
Midgard
delicious.
sewers?
Not even a little bit.
You too.
The
But there's
Teenage
too
Mutant
many of
Ninja
them.
Turtle type shit.
Not for me.
hurry.
Seriously, Cloud? You're gonna do it on your own?
Warning. Back off or die.
Cloud! Come on!
Tongue. No? I thought the tongue was gonna grab his foot. Sewer survivor.
It just makes you wonder, besides all the other shit, there's just something seriously wrong with Midgard.
Yup. Mako mutation. Haunted. Oh boy.
The Avalanche mission's been approved.
Oh
We ought to
boy.
proceed as planned.
Hold on. Hold on. It's late as fuck and I don't think I want to go through this mission entirely, but I do think I want to do it in one go. You know what I mean? Nix?
Yeah.
Yeah, you catch my drift, right? Did it save for me after I got out of the sewer, or am I gonna have to do that entire section again if I quit now?
I'd say just like as soon as you get out of this cutscene, just save it to be sure.
Okay. We're leaving it on a cliffhanger, boys.
Threats to public order are to be summarily put down. This is what we've always done.
Summarily put down.
Like, it was interesting, but in the grand scheme of things, I didn't know what to think about this chapter, even though it wasn't necessarily, bad.
Guess it's a little late to grow a conscience. Just on patrol.
Big.
Don't worry, we'll make it in time.
Yo, I'm feeling the tension, bro. Even though I know what's gonna happen. Hello, allow me to save the game. There we go. Yeah, I'm feeling the tension even though I already know what's gonna happen.
Ah, yes.
Oh, fuck. Brian, you in for a treat tomorrow. Nix, how late you gonna be on?
Like, with tomorrow's classes and everything, and depending how things go with my chemistry teacher tomorrow, because, like, she wants to know when a good time for me to take that exam is gonna be, because I missed it. Like, I think I'm gonna tell her that, honestly, Friday should be a good day because I have no obligations at the end, there's no classes.
No obligations, no classes. But
So
tomorrow is
that,
Thursday.
yeah, so I'm gonna tell her Friday is a good day for me to take it.
Okay, so you'll be on a little bit earlier tomorrow then?
Probably, but the classes that I have are like at, let me think. Let's see, like 2 to 3 something. So that's 6 hours away for you. That's like, 3 to like 4 something. Let's see.
8 on my end.
Yeah, 8 on your end for my first class.
Yeah, well that's okay. I'm not even on at 8. I tend to be on at 9.
And like my second class is probably gonna go from your time to like 9 something to 10 something.
Yeah, that's completely fine by me. 10. That's around the time I'm on anyway.
Bruh.
Literally. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad that you're interested in the RP. Maybe Brian would join, I don't know. No?
Come to think of it, like in terms of how you want to do it, you're gonna have us come up with characters that originate from the setting, obviously.
My idea is that you're all going to pick a place of birth, which includes different regions and different cities, although it's all in the same country. So you're not going to be able to pick, say, I'm from Japan, like Rin, or I'm from China, like Yin. You're going to be stuck being from the equivalent of Germany / Holland / America, but in Europe. Basically Western country 101. Yeah, you're gonna be stuck being from there.
Like completely, or is it like you can do some like shit like immigrant or whatever?
Yeah, you can of course say that you're an immigrant. You can of course say your family was originally Asian and you have a long Asian lineage, but you live in what's it called? you live in uh, Holland, so to say, you know, and you're all going to be students, new students, enrolling at the Stake Academy, being what's it called? Newbie Fiend Slayer, so to say. Yeah?
Considering how the academy is, like, can I presume that, like, applicants tend to have at least some form of preliminary training, or no?
Applicants do not need to have training themselves. What they need to have, right, is a whole lot of discipline, a whole lot of willingness to listen, and basically think of it like this. You need to be physically fit, you need to have a whole lot of willingness to listen, and you need to have been you need to be at least capable of passing the what's it called, applicants test. And the applicants test puts you in a few dangerous situations and simulations where if you fail too many times they just outright reject you. The funny part is many people can pass these requirements. The problem comes in when it comes to coming back
Actually
alive
staying?
from the actual quests.
Oh.
Yeah, no. See, the Stake Academy, its form of study is you've got English in the morning, then you've got math in the afternoon, and then somewhere around 4 o'clock you're gonna go out into the woods and risk your life killing some monstrous alien humanoid thing.
Hmm.
And if you can do
alien,
that,
alien?
I'm talking like strangely Lovecraftian. Like there
Or
is
you-
some very
like-
atypical fantasy monsters, but there are also some monsters that are very strange.
Hmm.
You know?
So would
So
it eventually be like some fucking Genova shit?
yeah, well, there you go, you guessed it. But
Like-
anyway,
I feel like she's worse in that she's probably like the Thing, but with magic in general, godlike
Yeah.
strength.
yeah.
Ugh.
But what I was gonna say is, and the reason why these kids are going there is usually for many personal reasons. Most of them don't go there because they want to keep the world safe from fiends and monsters and demons and such. The biggest reason people enroll at the academy is for personal reasons: fame, money, power, you know? Because enrolling at the academy gets you a free crystalline. Now, how important is that? Well, a free combat use crystalline is fucking powerful. Like, think of it like this, yeah? You've got all these crystallines in the regular day use. They're like minor crystallines, like minor pyromancy. Now you can light your cigar. Good job. But then you've got these few select individuals who are walking around and are capable of setting buildings and forests ablaze.
Hmm.
You can gain a whole lot enrolling at the academy. The problem is staying alive. And that's why a whole lot of parents don't want to send their kids to the academy, because there's a chance they're just gonna fucking die. And it's outright there. It says it outright on the forms, you're risking life and limb for us. So if you're enrolling here, big oof. If
Like,
you
you
die,
best be prepared
yeah,
to
yeah,
die
you're
one
not.
day.
Yeah, basically, it's not. It's not. This is not just some military school. This is military school when you're gonna be sent on an operation. Don't go bitching. You know. This is also why most of the actual, what's it called, people who end up succeeding there are some hard and toughened motherfuckers, such as the bodybuilder dudes. They
Question,
actually
by the way.
succeeded. Yeah?
Like, there's little things here and there. Is there an actual dress code or no?
No, not particularly. Especially because sometimes the way you dress can help you in becoming a better slayer. So dress codes in general don't actually would only restrict what a person is allowed to do.
Mm.
So simply put, and I really just made this rule up so I could have some of the fanciest, coolest, and most diverse designs. And with diverse, I'm not talking race, I'm not talking gender, but I am talking color. And I'm not talking skin color, I am talking colorful. I like to have characters walking around with all these sleek designs. I want this DJ character who can like play music and he's wearing some fluorescent clothing. And I want this graffiti character, you know, and this graffiti character can literally draw art in the sky and it will come to life. You know, it's a form of summoning. And that's all very colorful and stylish looking and beautiful, and I like that, and that's what I wanted to have for this what's it called? For this series, so to say. I wanted to be a very different style from the Dragon on Our Hill, where it's very drab and very dark, you know. Instead, I wanted Fury to have lots of color in it, and the one exception to this is the main character herself, who literally wears all black and red. And even she's got style to her, she's just not colorful. Now, what I was gonna say is, they're all gonna be enrolling there, right? And my plan is, what I want to do is keep you guys entertained by having you meet certain characters. I'm gonna throw you all into a group, so, like, say, if there's 4 players or 4 people joining the RP, then my plan will be to have 2 people in one group and I'll play the 2 other folks in that group, and then 2 people in another group and I'll play the 2 other folks in that group. That would be my plan, you know? If we've got, let's say, 6 people who are willing to join, well, that's a little bit harder. So I'll put 3 people in one group and 3 people in another group, and I'll pay the 1 remaining person, because every group has 4 people in it, you know? That's also a RWBY thing. It's on purpose. Yeah.
And so they were roommates.
And they're all roommates, yes. So if there's 4 people playing, which, to be fair, I don't suspect that. I think Paris would like to play. You're in. What's his name? Trick is in. And besides that, I haven't seen anyone show interest.
I'm gonna really have to think in terms of, you know, a proper character name, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But just know one thing, there's very few limits to what you're allowed to do with the character. And that's because I've designed Fury's world to be a blend of so many things. I didn't want it to be restricted to one thing, you know? I mean, in the main cast alone, you know, you've got this stereotypically Japanese delinquent gal who wears kung fu riveted boxing gloves. Then you've got next to her, you've got a fucking martial arts monk that looks like she came straight from The Legend of Korra, but she's like the anti-Korra, you know? And then right next to that, you've got this you got this jolly gal who tries to act ghetto but just can't keep it in, you know? And then right next to that, you've got an actual physical light Nazi. So like, the main cast alone is completely different from each other, and that was the point. None of them were supposed to feel similar. And then you've got in other teams, you've got this DJ character. He's colored, literally he's colored. Like as in, yeah, he's black, but he's literally coloring the environment around him. Because whenever he puts up his music, he all these fluorescent lights on his equipment and in his pants and on his shirt go on, and you see this reflection that's just going around everywhere on every surface, you know. So and he's quite literally a techno trance incarnate.
Hmm.
And then in that same team you've got a graffiti gal, you know. And then in that same team you've got a clown chick who's supposed to remind you of Harlequin. Huh? Huh? A girl who controls birds. Well, you could make one. I could make one. Fuck. It's completely possible.
Bruh.
Yeah. No, you could do it, Brian. You could do it. Just, if you wanted.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
like, when you say that there's like very few limits of what you can do, you can be
Yeah.
that one student who just has a tendency of going into, you know, the forests a lot.
Yes. Yes.
In
You
spite
could
of the, you know,
literally make
danger.
yourself, yeah, in spite of danger, you could, all the better. Vlad will see you as a prolific student. He'll go,
Or, like,
yeah,
very dedicated.
yeah, very dedicated. He'll go, yeah, he's in the forest a lot, but you know, look at all the loot he's coming back with. Look at all of the extra crystallines he's bringing to us, or crystalline shards, technically. They use then the shards to create them. Look at all the demon heads he's taking. You know, he's a prolific student. That's why he's getting a good monthly wage. Well, it's not a wage. It's technically speaking, it's called a what's it called?
Pension? Or
It's
stipend
like-
or something?
Brian, what do you call it in English? Uitkering.
Hmm.
Welfare? Is that what it is? Yeah, it's technically welfare
Hmm.
that all the students get. But Vlad reports who he thinks are great students and who he thinks are bad students and people who aren't prolific enough. And those who he doesn't consider prolific enough, he could throw out. And if they get thrown out, no welfare.
Hmm.
Bro, I heard nothing. I heard nothing. You are... I can't hear anything, Brian. You gotta keep your mic close because it's picking you up as being in the background.
Hmm. Also, come to think of it, in terms of like having a crystalline, like how connected is it to you? Is it something you can switch out like materia or no?
No, once you've got your crystalline from Vlad, that is sort of a permanently infused thing inside of you right now.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you can get secondary crystallines, but those are not permanently infused into your body. Some crystallines
basically-
are temporary, others are permanent. Others you can just stick in your weapon and they stay permanently in there until you take them out.
So it's like, let me
But
think
your
for a second.
first crystalline ever, you will genetically code inside of your gene. This also means that if you have kids, they will naturally have a high chance of being born with your crystalline power, which also eliminates them choosing a crystalline of their own.
So this sort of
First-
concept could probably be used to explain certain things if you wanted to take a character's backstory in a particular direction.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say their own parents themselves are like, now that I think of it, considering how your world is, I don't think retired fiend slayers are a thing, are they? Or at least not very common.
They are a thing, but not common. And retirement is all on the individual. If at one point you feel too old to keep fiend slaying, then well, nobody's gonna judge you for no longer fiend slaying. But there's no official form that says you have to sign this to be allowed to stop fiend slaying. Instead, it's closer on along the lines of you're just not going out anymore, and people who give you requests, you just deny them. If people ask why, well, I'm old. However, there are also dudes who just quit it altogether simply because it was not for them. The bodybuilder dudes. They were fiend slayers at one point, and now they're just bodybuilders. Until Fukake decides to give them a call. And they're willing to go back to their old habits for a little bit.
And
Funny
also,
thing, the
I'm,
crystalline that the bodybuilders had was strength up times 10. And strength up times 10, what they then did was they drank that, right? And they took daily, on a daily, they took the temporary and strengthening, what's it called? Crystalline, which makes your bones stronger and makes your muscles grow faster. So even though that was temporary, because they were training so much, that effect lasted, and they were constantly taking it, that effect lasted to a point where they became these roided out dudes without actually having to roid.
Bruh.
So they literally used magic to become super bodybuilders.
Bruh.
That's also why their main combat uniform was them running shirtless into battle. Nobody's getting through those pecs.
Although, like, question. Like, come to think of it, like, would putting, like, one crystalline on a... Like, let's say this, like...
Yeah.
You have one crystalline, you put it in someone's body, it has this certain effect, right?
Yes.
Like, how does it exactly translate to weapons? Like, for example, strength up, if it even really does anything for a sword.
If you have strength up, you can obviously slice your sword harder. Cut through harder things.
Probably improves durability of the sword as well.
To be fair, no, it won't. You're gonna have to buy a more expensive sword. Yeah, no, you wanted to get a very strong crystalline, now spend the money for it. Don't go cheap. But anyway, no, if you wanted to, let's put it like this, yeah? A strength up, right, is technically, what you'd like to have for a strength up is giant bashing weapons or weapons with brute blunt impact. Because that's what the strength up benefits the most. Weapons that can do very hard blunt impact. And that's also what you see in Fukake, who has a strength up. And that strength up material, crystalline, is what she uses. The two weapons she uses are gauntlets with studded knuckles, and a giant baseball bat that has spikes in it. So she's got bashing weapons, you know. And that's what strength up is good for. Now, let's say if you're going to take what's it called? If you're going to take a crystalline like illusions, that doesn't really do anything for your weapon. But at that point, do you really need it to do anything for your weapon? You know? Yeah. If you take a crystalline like say auditory illusions or trance music, you know, then you could use your you could use your music instruments as weapons. Literally. I mean, you're willing a certain beat, right? Especially a beat that you have on you. You're willing a beat to start creating these auditory these auditory mind fucks with people. So having musical instruments on you and actually being able to make music, because if you can't make music, then trance music is not a good fucking, it's not a good crystalline for you, so to say. You know?
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, if you can do that, and you can do all that, right, then it could be one of the most horrifying crystalline users you could ever fight. I mean, imagine tripping balls in the middle of a fight. Just an absolute fucking acid trip. On the high end, that thing can permanently mentally destroy you. Permanently.
Ooh.
Yeah, so imagine how fucking frightening that's gotta be. And then of course Fukake cancelled it out with a weapon of her own. A giant boombox and a fucking metal guitar. She just fucking metal riffed straight over his music. And because he doesn't understand how metal works, he can't actually change that beat and tune it into what he wants it to be. And that's how they actually beat that match. Because that team wasn't particularly strong. But that one member, DJ, literally his name is DJ. That one member, DJ, was absolutely terrifying. He was a speedster with music illusions. And how is he a speedster? Well, he's using ultra boosted roller skates. So even though he doesn't have a speed, what's it called, crystalline, he can still go ultra fast because he's got these supersonic boots on him. So he's hard to catch, and he's mind fucking everyone by making them go on an acid trip and giving them epilepsies.
Oof.
And Fukake had the brilliant idea of plugging in the fucking, what's it called? Plugging in the fucking guitar and metal riffing straight over it. And after that it was kind of a breeze. Funny thing, they don't actually end up hating each other. DJ is just happy he's found someone who's got a passion for music, and so they end up making some albums together.
Some feel good shit.
We should do a collab.
Oh yeah, like, besides the whole, like, money and everything, like, what other sorts of resources does the State Academy give to its students?
Resources. Well, very clearly, cafeteria, so food, drinks. They have a dorm there, so they sleep there. They get books. They get all the things they need to write and write in. They have a little app of their own. It's called where you can get Fiend Slayer points, which is my version of XP. Because remember, this was partly based on what an RPG could be like, you know? Where you can get Fiend Slayer points, which is basically XP, and the more XP you get, the more you're allowed to upgrade your weapons, you know? So the higher performing individual will also end up being the strongest individual. Someone who goes once a week to go monster hunting will be nowhere near as strong as someone who goes every 24 hours.
Like, and by the way, considering how, like, you have to go into, like, the woods for that shit, like, how deep does that shit go?
Not just the woods. You've got
Like,
woods, caves. Yeah, you've got woods, caves, mountains, old cursed houses,
Like,
entire towns that have been abandoned.
yeah, and you're that, like,
Fury
that one
does
Fiend
not-
Slayer. who goes too hard, and you reach real nigga hours and you find some shit like the fucking Heart of Darkness in a cave.
You can now, well, it is completely possible that you find something completely out of your league just exploring. But usually, Vlad takes careful notifications of the requests that come in and tries to judge what kind of creature it is. Now, sometimes some unexpected shit happens. For example, at one point Fukake and the gang were tasked with killing a few vampires and werewolves, and they killed a few vampires and werewolves only for an Ultra Oni to show up, and his Ultra Oni wife. And then that Ultra Oni and said Ultra Oni wife began beating the ever-loving fuck out of the group. Almost killed them too if it wasn't for a second and third group going in after a request came in, not a request, after a warning came in that an Oni had been spotted in the area. So he was like, I need 2 extra Fiend Slayer groups to go in there quickly. And even then, they didn't beat the Oni. The 2 of them just said, you know what, this was a good fight, we're about to head out.
Bruh.
No, literally, because the Oni are fighting spirits, so to say. They love fighting. And so after they had their fill, they literally just went, you know what, that was good enough. We're gonna head out now. So nobody even got XP for that. That was just a hard fought fight where most people got hospitalized.
Big.
Yeah, Fury is nowhere near as dark as the Dragon on a Hill, but I want there to be genuine sense of danger. This world is not for sissy little fuck bitches. You know? I'd say that this world is very close to Final Fantasy VII in that the general overworld is fucked. You've got a few towns and areas here and there, and you've got a few cities, but the general overworld in general is completely fucked up. Everything is dangerous.
Yeah,
There's
because like when I was
bandits, there's
playing for the
looters, there's
game,
monsters.
because like I remember I was playing for the game and shit, and they do mention Wutai and Midgar, but they mention them like as this like these places. I'm just here like they're cities, no countries. The fuck happened?
Yeah, no, there's no countries in. Well, I mean there's technically countries, but they're not really called countries anymore because Wutai is obviously somewhere in China. Well, actually Japan. Sorry, Wutai is somewhere in Japan, and Midgar is apparently in Germany. But even though that's the case, right? Even though that's the case, we never actually hear a country name. And that's because even though they're all the way on the other side of the planet, I don't think the world is divided by countries anymore. It's divided by cities now. Because there is no more political structure. You can't have a political structure in a world that infested with monsters.
Yeah, because like it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. You can't rule over everything anymore. You know, Midgar's trying its best to do so with Shinra, but it's not working out for them either.
Even with the soldiers they got and everything.
Yeah, it's not working out for them. And my overworld is very similar to that. The general overworld is fucked, but there are some towns and cities that are really good, and the way people travel between them is through trains, through planes, through what's it called, buses. And these buses are heavily armored. The trains not so much, because they go underground into tunnels and then sometimes overground in the sky. They don't need to worry all that much, but the buses do, because there's bandits, monsters, everything on the overworld, so they gotta worry. And even trains sometimes get in trouble because there might just be a fucking dragon. Yeah, if you're really unlucky, there might just be a dragon in the sky exactly when your train goes overhead. Not much trains can do against that except for try and do an EMP pulse, which does stun a dragon momentarily because of the sheer force. But won't kill it. It won't scare it off either. Dragons are hungry motherfuckers. But yes, so you're gonna experience a whole lot of monsters and a whole lot of creatures and a whole lot of characters and a whole lot of places, and that's kind of how I want to keep people entertained with this RP. Yes.
Also, like, considering this, like, you mentioned how, like, the general, like, FF7, like, the world itself in theory is kind of, like, not to be taken lightly with all the monsters and shit everywhere, right?
Yes, yes.
With that in mind, like, how have they been able to keep things, like, similar to, like, countries running then?
Well, countries aren't running anymore. Cities
Oh,
and
it's just
towns
cities?
are running.
It's just cities and towns,
Yeah,
that's it?
no.
Right?
Countries don't have an infrastructure anymore in Final Fantasy VII.
Now I'm talking about, like, your setting, Fury.
Oh. Well, in my case, countries are sort of a thing, but not really. There is one person governing all these towns and cities, but that one person doesn't have a lot of control. Simply put, the only reason he's governing all these towns and cities is because somebody has to. But when it comes to actually, like, deciding these people have to bring this then this here at this and this moment, he can't decide that. The people will literally go, and how? And he'll go, well, with the bus. Yeah, okay, but not at that hour. Yeah, it's gotta be at that hour. No, it can't be, because there's fucking werewolves at that hour there. Oh, okay, well then, when can it happen? Yeah, a week from now. Okay then.
Tries to completely rule over a country. Why? And why?
And why? Why? Yeah, no, it's basically a very hard job there. In order to try and keep the people safe, the authority has been created, which are just a fucking pain in the ass for everyone, to be honest. Because they really they should have just been called the privileged.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm hoping that's gonna keep everything good. Now just watch, because 100% the moment this RP starts, trust me, Nyx Trick is going to instantly search for the nearest waifu. He's just gonna have his waifu scanner on instant standby. I just make the opening post, and his opening post is, I see a big fat big titty bitch, and I walk over to her and say, sup girl, how you doing? Bend over.
You know, I often wonder
He's a little bit more
if
subtle than that, but still.
depending on what I do, if I'm gonna have to relegate myself to being the voice of sanity amongst a group of 4.
Depends. It might be hard to be the voice of Sandy in the middle of heated combat where you can die, but possibly.
I mean, more like in general, you know, interaction, like combat, that's a different story.
Yeah, no, everybody is kind of a little bit quirky in Fury, except for Rin and Yin. They're super fucking calm and collected. And you'd think Fukake would be also like that, but Fukake has her own moments of absolute what the fuck? Such as pulling out a giant boombox and metal riffing over someone's beats. Or you know, in another case, traveling the country with her grandfather to go to a very expensive restaurant, and then asking for a milkshake banana with chicken tendies.
Oh man.
Yare yare GG. I wonder that as well. Please, no stripper suits. Like, let me put it like this. I have a feeling Paris would be that type. He's just gonna create a female character and it's just gonna be big titties, barely any clothes. I'm just gonna go, bruh. Like, you gotta do a little bit of combat. I'm not asking realism in Fury. I'm not. Okay? If you wanna have a girl expose her titties and her ass, fine, bro. I'm not asking for realism in Fury. This is not the Dragon on Our Hill. I'm trying to get that vibe. But please, for the love of God, don't just have the bitch show up naked. Like, bruh. The Slayer mod. Don't know that. Oh. Yes. Depends also how old your character is. Don't forget that, because most Fiend Slayers start off around the age of 17 to 22. Yeah. Fiend Slayers. Most Fiend Slayers start off. Yeah, they start off from 17 to 22. That's the starting age. Any later and people go, you're a little bit late. Any earlier and people go, you're a little bit early. You know? Might want to think this through. It's either you're a little early, you might want to think this through, or you're a little late, you really want to do this. Most people find out if this is a job for them kind of around their 17 to 22 era. You know? Because by the time you're 23, you're expected to have had your job already. But yeah, I'm very interested and intrigued in what kind of character you'll make. I think I need to make a form first though, for people to fill in. Yes, no, you can't just start off wearing the best of the best armor. I mean, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the main Fury cast barely upgrades their own armor anyway. They will mostly just upgrade their weapons. Fukake sees no reason to go in with practicality over style because Fukake is a teenager. But then again, she never learns it even when she reaches boomer age. Yes. No, I don't think practicality means boring. Let's not confuse those two. I think the Slayer from Darkest Dungeon looks awesome. At the same time, the Slayer isn't entirely practical. He gives me very, very big Warhammer vibes with how bulky that fucking armor is. But, you know, even though it's a bulky as fuck armor, I can see somebody wearing that, I guess, like slightly, sort of. I can see people wearing that. It's like, it's passable. You know? If I saw that actually arrive in Darkest Dungeon, I'd go, yeah, okay, I'll let you have this one. But he would be the odd one out in comparison to every other character. No, seriously, compare the Slayer real quick to the Man-at-Arms or the Grave Robber or the Shield Breaker. All of those very 1800 style, very much believably dressed and well armored characters, you know? And then you've got the Slayer, who's this absolute 1940s war machine looking guy with giant guns and a fucking blade and a fucking chainsaw eldritch blade and a double barrel that looks like it was forged in the pits of hell, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, okay, I'll let it slide, but it's a real tone breaker. It is. I love it, I love the design, but it's a real tone breaker. Yeah, no, the Slayer looks like he should be in Warhammer 40k. Not Darkest Dungeon. If you want to have any kind of Slayer in Darkest Dungeon, the one that fits best is Goblin Slayer. But I take Guts any day over that. I love Goblin Slayer, okay, but oh boy, Guts is my nigga. Guts is so much my nigga that saying his name gives my voice a bass boost. Guts. What? Well, I mean, he needs the sword for it as well. But yeah, plenty of giant swords in Final Fantasy anyway, so it's not like Guts doesn't have the option of choice. But anyway, I gotta go, yo. It is late as fuck. Yeah, it is. It has. It has. Yeah, I'll explain it again tomorrow, bro. Holla at you, boy.
Stop.
Alright. Latest.